guys, Julianne here, and today I am doing an original tag. I'm going to be doing the Four Seasons book tag. So what I've done is I've basically just broken down into 4 separate sections, one for each season, and I've come up with a few questions that sort of correspond with what I think of when I think of that season. So let's begin. So the first question is to name a book that felt totally original and new to you. So for that, I have gone with A Man Called Uwe by Fredrik Backman, which is about a cranky old man. One day, a family with 2 little girls and a baby on the way move in next door, and they sort of turn his world upside down. For me, this was completely new. I've never read anything with an older protagonist, and I've never really read, I would describe this really as a coming-of-age story, which, generally speaking, I find with more of the early 20s age group, so that was really new for me. I loved this book. It was funny, it was sad. I would be laughing one moment and then in tears the next moment. And yeah, it was really the first book of its kind that I came across. So for me, this felt completely original, completely new, and I loved it. So the next question is to pick a book that had great character development, and for that I went with Annabelle by Kathleen Winter. This book is kind of hard to explain without giving too much away. Basically, it takes place in 1968. This book takes place in 1968 in northern Canada, and our main character is born with both male and female genitalia. His parents make the decision to remove the female genitalia and raise him as a boy named Wayne. They keep his birth sex a complete secret, so nobody is aware of the fact that he was born with both, including himself. He has no idea, so can't really give much more than that, but yeah. The character development in this I just thought was phenomenal, particularly with the parents of this boy, just watching them struggle with his truth and that entire situation, and the way they grow and change over the course of this story was really fascinating. The next question is to pick a book with fantastic world building, and for that I went with The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I really believed the world that she built in this. I think she did such a great job, especially with the politics. She did such a great job of weaving an environment. It's a shiny I don't know if you can see the cover, it's shiny, but she did such a great job, I felt, with weaving a world that was believable through the politicians and the government and the districts, the people. I really believed that the world could exist, and I just thought that was really impressive. Part 2, Summer. The next question is to pick your favorite epic adventure, and for that I went with The Lord of the Rings. I'm sure we all know what that's about. For me, this is actually probably one of the rare occasions where I preferred the movie over the books. The book was just very dense and longer in places than it needed to be, but overall I enjoyed it. I just loved the story. I think reading the story, I really didn't mind how dense it was, because I kind of felt at points like I was actually on the adventure with them. For the characters, it gets very weary and tedious at times. They get very tired of having to take care of this entire situation. And reading the book at points where it was so dense, I kind of was right there with them. I don't know if he did that on purpose or what, but at times I got very tired, and it was a struggle to overcome certain aspects of the book and to keep pushing through. So I kind of was annoying, but at the same time it was also kind of cool because I could really put myself in the situation. I really felt like I was there with them. And yeah, it's just one of my favorites. So the next question is to pick your favorite beach read, which I actually don't have a copy of at the moment. So I'll stick a picture up here. That book, my favorite beach read, is kind of a strange one. It is Jaws by Peter Benchley, which kind of sounds weird to read at the beach. I love the movie Jaws, and when I first saw the movie, I think I was like 10, and I didn't actually realize that it was a book until sometime in middle school, I think. I was at the school library, and they actually had another book by Peter Benchley up, and it was coming up with the idea for Jaws. And I was like, oh, what's that? And I picked it up and found out that it was originally a book, so of course I got the book. And I started reading it, and this was towards the end of the school year. So about a week later, I was halfway through the book, and a friend of mine invited me to go to the beach with her and her family. So I went, and I'm sitting there reading Jaws, and I just kept getting dirty looks from everybody around me, because I guess it's kind of like tempting fate to be reading it at the beach. But people kept giving me dirty looks, and eventually it clicked in my head why I was getting dirty looks from people. And I just thought it was hysterical. So from then on, every summer, my first beach trip, I had to bring that book. I just thought it was the funniest thing ever. Part 3, Fall. The next question is a book that reminds you of going back to school. And for that, I picked... Oops, it's a heavy one. For that, I picked Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, fully illustrated. Because, first of all, it's beautiful. Like, if you haven't seen it yet, the pictures, every time, pictures are beautiful, and it's Harry Potter, and I was so excited for this. This book really just makes me feel like I'm re-experiencing the series for the first time, and I just, it's like a new beginning. It's an old story with a new beginning, which is kind of like every school year. It's the same old story. You're going back to school, but you're going to be experiencing it in a whole new way because it's a new year. So, next question is a spooky or terrifying book, and for that I chose Nerve by Jeannie Ryan. It wasn't really scary, just the concept in general really kind of creeped me out. It wasn't a scary book, but the concept creeped me out. This book is about a girl named V who signs up to be a part of a game called Nerve. She signs up to be a player, and what this game is basically, I think they call it Truth or Dare without the truth. So if you sign up to be a player, they send you increasingly difficult dares, and you compete for increasingly valuable prizes. The creepy aspect of this book is that this mysterious source that you don't know, you don't have names, you don't have faces, you don't know who's creating the game, end up knowing everything about you. Probably, I think it's suggested through social media, they have all of your information. They always seem to know where you are. You can't really escape them. They know exactly what to offer you to get you to do the next task. And it just really creeped me out. And finally, we have part 4, Winter. So the first question for Winter is a book that you wish you could give to everybody as a gift. And that is going to be We Are Called to Rise by Laura McBride. I just think this is such a valuable book. It's full of diversity. There are 4 main characters and their stories all sort of combine, but we have an immigrant boy, I'm reading right off the back, an immigrant boy two women. I believe one's Indian and the other's white, and a young war vet who is Spanish. Tons of diversity, and the story was just so moving. I think I devoured this in a day. I went on a road trip with my family to Lake George and read this in the car. It's like a 5-hour drive or something like that, and by the time we got there, I had finished this entire book and then reread about half of it. So, the last question is a book with your favorite romance or OTP. And for me, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them by J.K. Rowling. If you have not read this or seen the movie, mute me, and I will put the book down when I am done. Mute. Now. Queenie and Jacob. You guys, I just love them so much. I had so many answers for this, but I had to talk about them. I just rewatched the movie. My dad bought the DVD, and I just rewatched the movie and was just struck again by how lovely they are. I just adored their relationship. First of all, Jacob is just so funny. The guy who played him, whose name I'm drawing a blank on, I know it's Dan, another Dan in another one of her movies. Dan Fogler, might be saying that wrong. Fogler, don't know. He has brilliant comedic timing. I'm kind of cheating here. I'm cheating in my own tag, but I'm talking about a movie. But since this is a physical book form, I'm counting it. He has great comedic timing. I was struck again in this movie how funny his facial expressions are and his reactions. But their relationship, and to the end, oh my god, I can't. The ending was just so devastating when he has to lose his memory and forget all about her, but then she turns up in the cafe and he sort of kind of remembers her. I was filled with so much hope that maybe, just maybe, they could get back together and just move to England, guys. Just go to England and you can marry and be fine. Everything will be happy. Go to England. I just thought they were so cute together. They were just adorable. I loved them. Alright, so that is it for this tag. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun coming up with the questions for it, and a lot of fun coming up with the answers for it. The final step, of course, is who do you tag, which I'm a little nervous about because I'm new to BookTube and I don't know if there's an etiquette for tagging people, but I will mention everybody down in the description box who I am tagging and probably message them to let them know that it happened. Everyone I'm going to tag, I really enjoy their channels, so if you have not watched their channels yet, I would definitely recommend checking them out. I'll leave the links in the description. They're just so... oh, what's the word? Oh my god. They just speak so well, and I adore every single one of them. So, yeah, I will tag them down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!